Another unique element to end times is failed apocalypses, also called past apocalypses. Let's take a look at what makes failed apocalypses so interesting and how they can make things dangerous for end times characters. Just as modern end times characters are fighting to prevent future apocalypses, time travelers of past generations fought against their own apocalypses. The fact that we're still here means that they won, preventing those apocalypses from happening, although sometimes only barely and at great personal cost. The 20th century had 9 different apocalypses, each approximately a decade apart, that tried to happen but that were defeated by time travelers of the day. Each apocalypse was based on the fears and troubles faced by people in those decades. If you look at any era in history, there are many bad things happening. These past apocalypses took the bad things happening in each era and increased them to humanity-ending proportions. Although they didn't happen, and are not part of our timeline, failed apocalypses can still affect modern player characters in 3 ways. First, the time travelers of past apocalypses had to form communities to battle against their coming disasters. They learned skills, gathered allies, obtained weapons and equipment, created hidden shelters, and hid away useful survival kits. When they prevented their apocalypses, they lost their time abilities, but they never lost their memories of saving the world. Survivors of past apocalypses can be a source of resources and wisdom for modern PCs. Researching how past apocalypses were defeated can give useful clues to time travelers today. Second is trapped hunters. Just as future apocalypses can send back hunters to today to kill modern player characters, failed apocalypses sent their hunters into this timeline to hunt their enemies. Hunters are incredibly hard to kill, and sometimes their targets only survive by trapping those hunters. Hunters are immune to old age, hunger, or lack of oxygen, so are still alive today. Coming apocalypses can manipulate circumstances so that these hunters are freed at exactly the right time to cause problems for player characters. Third, even though they aren't part of our timeline, these failed apocalypses still exist somewhere in time, and they can pull in unwary time travelers. Any place that bears a strong resemblance to a scene from one of these apocalypses is a place where time travelers can be sucked in. For example, as a player character, if you go to a film set and walk down into a recreation of a World War I trench, you are likely to be sucked into the poisoned world apocalypse of the 1910s. Once sucked into a failed apocalypse, player characters find themselves in the bodies of random people living during that apocalypse. The only way to escape that apocalypse is to make things better for the people living there, to defeat some major danger that plagues them, or ease some of their fears. Making things better will make the PCs so inhospitable to these failed apocalypses that they will spit the player characters back out.